Okay, hi guys, and welcome to today's daily outlook for the DXY and some other pairs that I haven't watched for today. So what are we looking at? Well, I'm currently looking at a potential DXY short. Why? Well, we're currently sitting at my 0.27 fib extension area, which aligns perfectly with my potential reversal area. So what did we see on the DXY? We saw we had our first impulse towards the upside after breaking this descending trend line. We had a pullback, an impulse, and then we had a larger pullback in the form of this bull flag. And then we are currently at the potential end of our third and last impulse. So with the 0.27 fib aligning together with my potential reversal zone, I'm just looking for the DXY to just move up a little higher, potentially take out this high over here, wick into the minus 0.27 and into the zone, and then start seeing a reversal back towards the downside, back towards the 92.350 level. So yeah, that's DXY. I'm expecting just a little bit more of a push up just towards the minus 27 fib level, and then after that a nice retracement. So with that said, let's head over to our Forex pairs, and to start off with, we're going to discuss Euro Yen. Euro Yen is pretty interesting in my opinion. Why? Well, because we have this very clear trend. We've been making lower lows and we've been making lower highs. So as we can see, we had our 4-hour star over here, which aligned perfectly with the 618 Fibonacci level. So you can really see that the 61.8 Fibonacci level, which aligned perfectly with previous support, which is now resistance, and it now acted as a perfect resistance area at the 61.8 level, after which we started seeing some more downside. So if we then go to the lower time frame, how can we capitalize on these kinds of impulses, moves and trends? Well, looking at this, it isn't that clean. What I wanted to see was a nice break of this structure line with a clean impulse, then a clean retracement, and then the next push towards the downside. So I'm currently going to be waiting maybe for an even lower time frame play on, let's say, the 15 or the 5 minute. However, yeah, I'll keep you guys updated once we get some nice and cleaner price action. So with Euro Yens discussed, let's head over to Euro Dollar, because Euro Dollar is actually looking also quite clean. However, it still needs some further development. We have this major daily and 4-hour trend line, which I'm currently looking at. And what do I currently want to see? I want to see a perfect retracement back up into my zone over here and in for that potential third trend line touch over here after hitting the 0.382 and hitting my zone and hitting the trend line. This is, however, the 4-hour time frame, so it still might not be ready today, and we might only be able to take a position on Euro Dollar tomorrow. With Euro Dollar discussed, let's head over to GBPJPY, and I'm also looking for GBPJPY shorts. Why? Well, from last week we still have this major structure break on GBPJPY. After breaking this significant low, we created a new low over here, which was not that significant. However, this was a very significant low. So what we can then see is that if we draw our fib in, you can see once again at the 618 we're finding resistance, which was also previous support. So support, just a little bit lower, but also previous resistance and previous resistance, but this is generally the area that you want to be looking at for support and resistance. And as we can see, it aligns perfectly with the 618. So I just drew in this structure line on the 1 hour on GBPJPY, and what do I want to see? Well, I actually want to see the same as I wanted to see on Euro Yen. I want to see a nice clean impulse with a nice clean retracement, and then trade the potential entry confirmation pattern that we want to see to then trade this pair further towards the downside. I may be looking at lower time frame plays, but if so, I'll share my setups with you guys within the designated channels within Slack. So with GJ discussed, let's head over to GU. And yeah, GU also needs some further development in my opinion. What do I expect from GU? Well, I'm expecting trendline touch, a last impulse towards the upside, and then the trendline break, and then a potential short. So this also may take some time. However, yeah, trading is a waiting game, so we'll just see what happens. This is the fib that I drew in, and as we can see, the zone aligns with the 618. That's why I want to see one more retracement back up to the 618, and then the impulse, trendline break, correction, and then potential entry. So as we can see, GU is actually very similar to GJ and EUR-yen. However, EUR-yen and GJ have just made some are developed further. They have already made this structure. If we look at this, so this trend line should potentially represent this structure that we're now forming. And if we then go back to GBPJPY, we can see that this is the structure that we're looking for, right? So this kind of pullback is what I'm looking for on GU, to then see the potential trendline break, and then nice clean impulse, correction, and then our potential trade further towards the downside. So this pullback on GU, Euro Dollar, it all aligns with our anticipation that the DXY will also pull back. So with GU discussed, let's head over to our last pair of the day, which is NZDUSD. And yeah, NZDUSD also needs some time to develop. However, I just think that structure is very clean. That's why I just wanted to show you guys what I'm looking for. So we have this clear trend line drawn in on NZD dollar. And yeah, I'm actually just waiting for a very nice pullback on NZDUSD. So I might take some longs over here. Even though it is counter trend, price is heavily overextended, hence why I'm looking for a potential long, just to trade the potential pullback. I always allow myself to take potential longs which are against the higher time frame trend, only if price provides me with an entry below the 0.382 fib, because as we know, price can always reverse from the 0.382 fib, and that's why I always want to look for a lower time frame entry which lies below the 0.382 fib. So if we then go to the 1 hour, what do I mean by that? Well, it would mean that we would be looking for a potential breakout of this area of resistance, clean impulse, then a nice retracement back, retesting that level, and then with a potential first target at the 0.382 level. I'm happy to take this long, even though it's against the higher time frame trend, because I am aiming for the zone, the 618, and the trend line on the higher time frame. So yeah, that's my watch list for today. If you have any questions whatsoever, you can always reach out to me. Thanks, guys.